Go ahead and hook up the left side side marker first, or side camera first, and then you'll just repeat the process obviously on the other side. The cameras are marked left and right, so you know exactly which side they go on. They can only go on one way. So the first step is obviously to take off the old marker light, which is just as simple as pulling the cover off, and in this case we have 2 screws right here. So I'm going to get those taken off and get this pulled off, and then we'll show you how to put the new camera on. Okay, so I have the original marker light off, and as you can see I have a power wire. In our case, in our RV, it's a green and a white wire together, and then the solid white wires are the ground, and then this red wire I ran from up in the pin box for that trigger wire that we talked about, so that when I turn my turn signals on, it'll activate the camera. So it's just as simple as wiring up, and Haloview has it marked very clearly. You would really have to be closing your eyes to mess this up. So they're clearly marked. You have your ground, you have your 12 volt, and then the trigger wire. So those are all 3 of those wires are going to go on the appropriate wire here, and we'll put the crimping nuts on and basically screw it back on. Okay, so now that I have all the wires tied together, all it's left to do is really tuck them back into the inside of the RV. And the back of this camera has a really nice foam gasket on it too, so that'll keep water from getting in. And it comes with 4 screws, so I'll tuck these all back in and get it all lined up. Just kind of tuck it all so it fits flush, and that's it. You put the 4 screws in and pop the cap back on, and then we'll put the antenna on, and this camera's done. Just repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, you can see our RV was already pre-wired from the factory for a backup camera. It's a different brand, but it's going to be really simple to fit the Haloview camera on here. Same thing. I'm just going to remove the wiring harness from the other brand, and I'm going to install the one for the Haloview, and then get the camera up there and put the antenna on, and we'll be done. It's just that simple. Okay, I hope you guys can see this well enough. So you have these 2 plugs that are going to plug in together, and they're going to twist and lock in place. And the nice thing that Haloview did is they made this gap, or this void area in the back of this plate, so you can tuck those in when you're screwing it in. So like I said, this is going to line up right with the old holes that were in there, so I'm going to line those up, plug this in, and we'll be ready to test this thing out. Okay, so there it is, and the only thing I'll have left to do, and I'll come back later, I'll put some silicone around this. Even though this rubber gasket that they included with this has a lip that goes over the plastic of the camera itself, so it is pretty watertight, but I'll go ahead and put some silicone over the top of that anyway, and then a little bit of silicone over the top of the screws to keep them from rusting out over time.